I've been battling this for a couple days. And so I figure I just got to bring it up on the show. So here's the setup. My wife and I started the Love Pup Foundation, right? Love Pup. And we used to do this huge, we still probably will, this huge event called the Love Pup Family Fest. And because of COVID, we can't. So what's evolved out of that is this thing called Love Pup Day. And it's October 10th. Mm-hmm. And there's a bunch of cities that our show is in. Portland, Colorado Springs, Tucson, Phoenix, and more cities are jumping on. And they're all going to do this thing called Love Pup Day. Hashtag Love Pup Day. We want you to post pictures of you and your dog. Hashtag Love Pup Day. And with that, advertisers have jumped on and they're participating. Okay, now remember that, okay? When COVID hit, the radio station, which is a $20 billion company, right, iHeartMedia, they wanted to make sure that everybody was safe. So one of the first things they did is they pretty much built the radio station in my dining room, right? We were all there. In case something happened, and you guys can't do your show, somebody in the building has got COVID, they got to shut down the building, the Johnjay and Rich show, you can go to your house and do the show. Remember that?
Yeah.
So they set up this in my dining room, this broadcast facility. We've used it one time. That has also, since school started, become where my kids, 2 or 3 of my kids do their school in there, right? I have 3 kids, but at different times they go in there and do schoolwork. That's their thing. So they're doing school. Since the whole quarantine, in our building, nobody's allowed in our building, just us that work. And there is a guy that works here, and he's in the demographic of COVID, right? Tony, I don't know how old Tony is, late 60s, early 70s, but the radio station is very careful about Tony. They don't want him to get sick, so everyone has to wear a mask. He wears a mask in the hallways and everything. Tony could, I think, probably go do his job from home or whatever, but he chooses to come in here, and that's fine. So nobody's been allowed in the building. Last week, though, the rules kind of laxed a little bit, and they let an advertiser come into the building to cut his commercials. Remember?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They let him come into to cut into the commercials in the building. That advertiser was somebody who was sponsoring Love Pup Day. And I was part of that. So they came in, and he came in here, and he cut the commercials for Love Pup Day. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to make sure that I was okay with it. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. It's a radio station. We got to get back to business, right? So the advertiser came in, and they wanted to make sure he stayed away from Tony because Tony's down the hall. And Tony's job is doing the commercials. He's the guy that people come in and cut commercials, but let's keep him away from Tony. So he came in, and he did the commercials in here. So get this. There's 2 advertisers that need to cut commercials, and local management won't let them into the building. Local management is telling them they have to come to my house and cut the commercials.
What?
Because I have the broadcast facility set up in my kitchen.
That's not what that's for.
So they won't let them. They said, no, we can't. It's only certain advertisers are allowed to go to the radio station. They can go to Johnjay's house and cut the commercials. And the more I think about that, the more I get so irritated and angry that they're willing to jeopardize my family's health and safety, but not Tony or whoever else is in the radio. This is a broadcast. This is a $20 billion business and a radio station. And these 2 advertisers need to cut their commercials, but they won't let them in the building to do it. But you can go to Johnjay's house and go into his dining room and cut the commercials. So that's why I want your advice.
Couldn't they just take the equipment to another location? And the advertisers go to whatever location they choose?
That's one option, I would assume, and they'd have to tear down all the equipment they put in. They also have that equipment set up at 4 or 5 different places.
Yeah.
Other people have it, so that's one option. Or why did they let that one advertiser come in last week and not the other 2?
Right.
Like, why is that guy special and the other 2 can't come in?
Are the other 2 clients friends of yours?
No.
Oh.
No,
Weird.
and the one guy that came in, it was actually one of my best friends.
That could have gone to your house.
They could have easily. He lives down my street. He could have easily come to my house. The other 2 I've never met, and I don't know their life. I probably met them, but I don't want them coming into my house. Like, there's people that come to my house and that during this whole pandemic that I kind of know, I feel safe with. I know their lifestyle, whatever. I don't know these people. If they come into my house, what? And judging by the past with local management, when something has gone wrong with an advertiser, they don't got my back. I get case in point in my swimming pool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't care that every time it rains, my backyard floods and my house almost gets flooded. They don't care. Right? So now, if something happens and one of my kids or somebody in my family does get COVID, what are they going to do? They're going to, Johnjay, you're crazy. You shouldn't have done whatever. It's not about that you let these people into my house. So I'm sitting here thinking, What the hell?
Well, have you let them know that it makes you uncomfortable?
I just got all this information the last couple days, but I before I let them know they got uncomfortable, I figured it'd be better radio content.
Yeah.
So I bring it up here and get your opinion. Like, Suzette, what would you do?
I don't know. It's kind of weird how they just like set everything up and they just left it there. Like I feel like they wouldn't really do that anywhere else. So
What do you mean, the equipment?
The equipment. So I would probably.
But they haven't set up. There's a lot of people who haven't set up other radio shows.
Yeah, because they're doing the show from home, but we're actually coming in, and let's say we can't come in anymore, then they would probably have to set that up again. I don't know. I just wouldn't be comfortable having all that equipment at my house. Like I'd feel responsible for it. But as far as like the clients, if you do not feel comfortable having it in your house, that's something you have to tell management.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many ways that they can do it. I know that there's somebody else calling in at a different radio station, different radio room, where they record their commercials over the phone, and they've been doing that. So I don't know if this is something those clients can do.
But it's like not fair that they let one guy in here to cut commercials, but they don't let the other people.
I don't
in.
think it's. I mean, whatever the situation is, if you don't want people that you don't know in your house, you just say, hey, that makes me a little uncomfortable. Is there a different solution? Like when I recorded commercials with Backfit Health and Spine, I went to Backfit and we brought equipment to the actual client.
Yeah.
And then we recorded commercials there.
There you go. I would say no. I'd say it's an easy, hard no.
I feel bad because I feel that, there's this one superstar that's been kicking ass at the radio station, Ken. I
Yeah.
feel it's going to fall on his shoulders.
Yeah, it's all
and
the
he's
work.
the one that's going to have to tear everything down and go do whatever instead of just letting these two guys come in, even if they sat in here and cut commercials in here.
You think maybe some people were just uncomfortable with that one client coming in, and that's why they don't want to allow
No,
those other two?
I actually think that if this went higher up to the corporate, because I think the corporate guys, sadly, I think they care about me, and I think they'd be like, I don't think they would have ever got that far. That, hey, go to Johnjay's house. I think they would have said, bring the guys in and let them cut the commercials.
Well, you never know what happened after that other advertiser came in here. Maybe there were some people in the building that said, that made me uncomfortable. I thought we weren't allowed to have guests here.
That's true.
That's what makes me feel safe coming in here and
Right.
not knowing that, not other people are allowed in here. So that could have been the case, which is why this is different.
True. I feel like if that was the case, there would have been an email. Again, alert, no clients, nobody else allowed in the building, even though it was there. But still, I don't know. But anyway, so that's what I'm dealing with right now, and I couldn't sleep last night thinking about it. So I thought
That's tough because also
Yeah.
you want to
Tough.
be like the employee that's helpful. And so
Right.
you don't want to be that guy that's like, no, you can't come to my house, but then it's kind of uncomfortable.
once it comes into my house, I've already learned because of the pool situation. Like once, I had a party at my house for the radio station, right? I've Love Pup Family Fest and Love Pup Day is because of my wife just did 7 days of 7 food trucks going to all the nurses and doctors and all the hospitals around the valley. As much like she literally came home yesterday and was wiped out and starting something else already. It's just like we can only give so much, and I just don't want them to come to my house and then something backfire, and then local management, oh man, that's too bad for you, sorry.
Right.
Which I've already had happen to me before.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why. So your advice is, one more time, Suzette?
I would just tell management how you feel about that. I don't see them really pushing back. If you're not comfortable having someone that's not in your circle, your bubble, come to your house, I don't see how they would not be okay with that.
You too? Same
Yeah.
thing? You too, Rich?
Hard no.
Yeah, but then I feel bad because I feel like it's going to fall on Ken's shoulders.
Yeah, I know.
But Ken. Ken is like, he has the best attitude. It's not like Ken's going to be like, stupid Johnjay. You know what I mean?
I know,
he
but-
takes it with a smile. And like, he is such a good guy. He would be willing to do that just because it made you uncomfortable.
But I know
he
that
would be happy.
He
to do
somehow is become the middleman already. He's the one contacting my wife.
Really?
He's the one, and I'm like, why is he doing all that? You know what I mean?
Because nobody
does
else does if he
everything.
doesn't.
Well,
he
I
has
know.
to.
Yeah.
I
Well,
know.
because he's the one that does stuff remotely.
I know. So that's a little inside scoop behind the scenes. Some behind the scenes. So I had to vent a little bit there. That's some